Hey, what is up guys, Klassen here, and I've just got to make a video about Zyzz. I said I was going to do it last year, and I didn't, so I want to do it this year, because he was such an influential person for me. Okay, so who was Zyzz? He was a very influential weightlifter. He inspired not thousands, but probably millions of people to weightlift. He was like Arnold in his own sense of his own time. He really inspired people to get into the super aesthetic side of bodybuilding and weightlifting, not just lifting for size, but lifting to look good, kind of that slim cut shredded look. And a lot of people didn't like him because he was on steroids, but the point was that he inspired people to be confident, and he inspired people to get in the gym and do something with their bodies, and ultimately to have a body that you're proud of, right? It's not just so much as like being shredded to get chicks. It's having a body that you have worked for, you've taken care of, and show it off because it's yours and you worked really hard for it. He kind of pushed the healthy lifestyle of dieting and training, but he was a young guy. Okay, he screwed around, he went to clubs, he drank, he partied. That was his life. Okay, but people respected about him and admired about him was his confidence. He walked into a room and everyone knew it, right? He had those vibes. He'd go to EDM festivals or clubs or whatever, and everyone knew Zyzz was there. Because he walked in, he was proud of himself, he didn't care what anybody thought, and he was shredded. It was awesome. He'd put videos up with EDM music, and he'd just pose in the mirror, and you kind of watch, and you're kind of like, huh, like, so should I be like jealous of him, or should I be like judging him for being like so self-centered, or is he like a selfish person? Like, kind of makes you uncomfortable when you see other people who are confident about their bodies, because it brings out the fact inside of you that you're not comfortable with your own body. No matter what you tell other people or what you tell yourself, sometimes that's just the reality of it. It's not so much cocky, it's more confidence, right? It's the same as why everyone loves Muhammad Ali, right? It's the same Arnold or CT Fletcher. Like, they'd walk into a room and they're like, who's coming in second? Because I'm coming in first today. It's that attitude. When I didn't have any confidence in myself and I was getting fat because I had an injury, and I didn't think that I would ever be slim. I didn't think that I would ever just not be fat. I thought I was just gonna get fatter and fatter and fatter, and that was just my destiny, right? There's nothing I could do about it. And while Chris Jones was a big influence on my life, Sylvester Stallone was a big influence on my life, Zyzz really inspired me to get into like high volume training, and I was in the gym 6 to 7 days a week. So I was doing exercises like 4 sets of 12 type of training, you know, just a high volume, and it really helped me lose fat, because this is the kind of training that he did. He like shredded, and he was happy, and he was confident, and I was like, I want that, you know? So I was in the gym 6-7 days a week. You know, I fixed my diet, and I was training high volume, and it was awesome. It was a lot of work, but it was awesome. Like, it taught me a lot of values. I discovered myself through this lifestyle. And let me tell you something about steroids, okay? People judge other people who use steroids. I don't care. If they're choosing to exceed their natural limits with drugs, then that's fine. They still are in the gym. They're still putting in work. They're still dieting. Steroids literally just help the recovery process. They don't make you stronger in the gym. They just make your muscles recover faster. So if you want to use steroids to compete professionally with physiques or whatever, all the power to you. That's how Arnold did it, and people don't judge him now. So I don't think that we can look at modern day steroid users and say, you're a cheater, you're a liar. But Arnold's okay though, you know? It doesn't make sense. So you want to judge him based on his steroid usage, then fine, you know? But there's a lot of good things you can learn from him too. And if he didn't take steroids and he didn't become the person he did, then he wouldn't have inspired millions. He may have never gotten to that level where he had that high level of confidence in his body, and we wouldn't have had the Zyzz we know today. So Zyzz died, like a few years ago, I guess. He was in a sauna and he had a heart attack. They said that he had a heart condition already, but to be honest, everyone knows it. Like, steroids probably was a factor in that. So yeah, it was really tragic. It was really sad. It really hit the fitness community at that time. Like, it was like a crushing blow, like a general died in our laps kind of thing. And I had just gotten into Zyzz shortly after he died, because I was using fitness board on 4chan a lot, and that's how a lot of people know him, because he used to post on that board, and he had a YouTube channel. I kind of fell in love with the Zyzz legacy right as he died. So I wasn't involved in the community a whole lot when he was alive, but boy, have I seen the ripple effect that he left. After he died, it probably spiked his legacy even more, because now he's a martyr for his cause. He died living the lifestyle that he wanted. He believed, F what other people say, screw them, be yourself. He trademarked the things like, you mad bro, haters gonna hate, stuff like that. because he didn't care what other people thought. Okay, so he said that all the time. And one of his big lines that everyone remembers him by is that we're all gonna make it, bro. He didn't talk down to the people that were getting into it. He would just tell them, like, you know what, we all start somewhere, we're all gonna make it, okay? Doesn't matter where you're coming from, we are all gonna make it. And that was really inspiring to a lot of people, and myself included. Took a lot of comfort in that, like, yeah, you know what, we can all make it.
And I also just wanted to include the fact that Zyzz was an underdog, and that's why people liked him. People can relate to underdogs. He was a skinny computer nerd, played a lot of World of Warcraft, which was really popular at the time of Zyzz also becoming popular, so a lot of people could relate to him, people who just stayed at home. It makes a big difference, especially for those kind of people that are very inverted and they spend a lot of time at home in video games or on the computer and they don't have a lot of confidence. Zyzz was a big motivational figure for them.
So his brother Sid, I think I'm pronouncing that right, took over his legacy after he died, and he started his own company called Starvation Fitness, which is where I got this tank, and I got this signed card here that I got on the wall that says "Keep the Legacy Alive" by his internet name Chess Bra. And yeah, even though he's dead and you don't see a lot of him anymore, it's been a few years. If you're still in the community, you still see that. But if you're not, you don't see a whole lot of it. But he's still an influential person for me because, you know, like I've said so many times, like he's part of my roots for what got me into health and fitness. And you can't forget your roots. So I'm taking this day to acknowledge him and thank him for the legacy that he left. And thank you, Chess Bra, for continuing on the legacy and helping people remember. I'd advise you to go check out his YouTube channel. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos. If you like this one, give me a like, leave a comment. Klassen out.